Chapter 1. Thanksgiving Eve, 1971. November 24th, 1971. The day before Thanksgiving. A man walks into Portland International Airport, wearing a dark suit, black tie, white shirt, and a raincoat. He carries a briefcase in one hand and a paper bag in the other. He purchases a one-way ticket, $20, from Portland to Seattle on Northwest Orient Airlines, Flight 305. He gives his name as Dan Cooper. Later, due to a journalist's error, that name becomes something else, D.B. Cooper. He boards the plane, takes seat 18E, and lights a cigarette. The world has no idea that in just a few minutes, this ordinary flight will become one of the most baffling aviation mysteries of all time. Chapter 2. The Hijacking. At 3 p.m., Flight 305 takes off, just a short 30-minute hop from Portland to Seattle. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper hands a folded note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. She assumes it's just another flirtation from a businessman, until Cooper leans in and whispers, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." Inside his briefcase, he shows her a tangle of red wires and cylindrical sticks. Dynamite? Maybe. But real enough to terrify. He gives his demands $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, a fuel truck waiting in Seattle for refueling, and one more thing, no funny business. The crew informs authorities discreetly. The passengers are told there's a mechanical issue. They circle for 2 hours while FBI agents scramble to gather the ransom. At 5:39 p.m., the plane lands in Seattle. Cooper allows the passengers and 2 flight attendants to deplane. He now holds the aircraft and remaining crew hostage. He has the money, he has the parachutes, he has a plan. But no one, not even the FBI, realizes just how audacious that plan really is. Chapter 3. Into Thin Air. At 7:40 p.m., Flight 305 takes off again. This time, Cooper has given specific instructions. Fly low, around 10,000 feet. Keep the speed under 200 knots. Flaps partially extended. Landing gear down. The crew heads south toward Mexico City as ordered. Somewhere over the dense, rainy forests of southwestern Washington, the rear stairway of the Boeing 727 lowers. The cockpit feels a bump, a shift in cabin pressure. 8:13 p.m. The moment that D.B. Cooper jumps into darkness, he vanishes, with $200,000 strapped to his body. When the plane lands safely in Reno hours later, there's no trace of Cooper, only a tie he left behind, and an open stairwell to nowhere. Chapter 4. The Investigation That Went Nowhere. The FBI launches one of the largest manhunts in American history. Thousands of suspects, hundreds of leads, but not a single verified clue. They search the vast forest near Ariel, Washington. Helicopters, military personnel, tracking dogs, but nothing is found. No body, no parachute, no trace. For years, the FBI keeps the case open, always chasing shadows. In 1980, a boy named Brian Ingram finds a rotting package of $20 bills along the Columbia River, $5,800 in total. The serial numbers match the Cooper ransom money, but there's still no sign of the man himself. Had Cooper died in the fall, or did he escape? Vanish into society, leaving no trail. Chapter 5. Who was D.B. Cooper? The mystery becomes a magnet for conspiracy theorists, amateur sleuths, and journalists. Over the decades, more than 800 suspects are investigated, but among them, a few names stand out. Kenneth Christensen, a former paratrooper and airline employee, had access, skill, and money he couldn't explain. His brother believes he was Cooper until his dying day. Dwayne Weber told his wife on his deathbed, "I'm Dan Cooper." She later found evidence, receipts, flight logs, and more, but DNA from Cooper's tie didn't match his. Lynn Doyle Cooper, named by his niece, a quiet man with a violent past. She recalls him planning something big around Thanksgiving 1971. Still, no definitive proof. Chapter 6. Richard McCoy Jr., a copycat or the real Cooper. One name in particular has obsessed investigators, Richard McCoy Jr. Just 5 months after the Cooper hijacking, in April 1972, McCoy hijacks a plane using almost the exact same method. He uses a fake name. He carries a hand grenade and pistol. He demands $500,000. He parachutes out of the aircraft. This time, the FBI catches him. McCoy is sentenced to 45 years in prison. But here's where it gets strange. He escapes from prison in 1974 using a fake gun made from dental paste. He's later killed in a shootout with FBI agents. Before his death, his own family begins to claim that Richard McCoy was D.B. Cooper. Same methods, same confidence, same military background. Could the most mysterious hijacker in history have struck twice? The FBI never confirmed it, but for many, it's the most compelling theory to date. Chapter 7. Myth becomes legend. By 2016, the FBI finally closes the case. After 45 years, they admit defeat. D.B. Cooper becomes the only unsolved case of air piracy in American history. He's immortalized in pop culture. Movies, documentaries, even shows like Loki and Prison Break. Cooper becomes more than a man. He becomes a symbol of rebellion, of mystery, of the perfect crime. Some say he died that night. Others believe he's still alive, somewhere, smiling at the legend he left behind. Chapter 8. Final Thoughts. The Man Who Got Away. We may never know who D.B. Cooper really was. A desperate man, a professional, a patriot turned rogue, or just someone who needed one last adventure in a world full of surveillance, data, and digital footprints. D.B. Cooper remains a ghost, one who stepped onto a plane and walked out of history, not through a door, but into the sky. The case of D.B. Cooper remains unsolved. The FBI officially closed the investigation in July 2016.